Hi folks, it's me Michaela and welcome back to my channel. I did not realize how truly late into this year we were until I got the email saying that the nominees for the first round for the Goodreads Choice Awards for the year has been released and we can vote in them. That's what I'm here to do today. Oh, can you see my little knitting project? Hopefully not. I'll move that. I'm making a stocking for Christmas. I'll move that. So, I have not looked at all yet. I have avoided any spoilers. I thought it would be fun to go through together the Goodreads Choice Award nominees, react to what's there, see how much of it I recognize, how much of them I have read. I'm going to be honest, it's probably going to be very little because as much as I would love to be one of those people who is, like on the pulse of new reads and books releases, the majority of my reading is still very much backlist. So I don't know how much I will have read, but I still think it could be a fun time, and I'm still going to vote and everything because the Goodreads Choice Awards is just a popularity contest. So if I choose to take my little vote and just pick an author I recognize or a cover I like, that's my prerogative. All of this is extremely subjective. I'm going to start screen recording, and now we can go through this little experience together and see the Goodreads Choice Awards. Okay, didn't plan this, but my outfit actually matches this banner right now, so that's kind of fun. So let's just go ahead and vote in the opening round, shall we? Okay, so favorite fiction, Liane Moriarty. Okay, I've seen this everywhere. I think this is Indigo's best book of the year. I haven't read any Liane Moriarty, but I know the name. Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Stout. This is a pretty cover. Never heard of it. Hope this finds you well. I also recognize this. Again, have not read it. Welcome to the Hugh Nam Dong bookshop. I've never seen this one before. How is this book here if it was published in 2022? Isn't this the 2024 Goodreads Choice Awards? How does that even work? That doesn't make any sense to me. Same as It Ever Was by Claire Lombardo. Don't know that one. Dolly Alderton, Good Material. Is this the one that's about a stand-up comic? Or is that a completely different book? I feel like I recognize this cover vaguely. All fours. Margot's Got Money Troubles, Wandering Stars, Tommy Orange. I've recognized this as well. Ellen Hilderbrand. I'm not surprised to see one of her books here. This is apparently number 4 in a series. I haven't read any of her books, but I do recognize a lot of her book covers. I see them places, The Wedding People. Okay, this looks cute. I have this marked as a want to read. When did I do that? I don't recall doing that, but clearly I apparently want to read this book. Real Americans. I also feel like I recognize this cover. Oh my god, Sally Rooney Intermezzo. Sorry, I just skipped ahead a lot. But I do have this as a want to read. I thought I'd actually get to it very soon after it released, but look, I got too many other books I'm reading. Sorry. Sally Rooney, I will get to you. I love Sally Rooney's writing. I loved both Normal People and Conversations with Friends. I haven't read Beautiful World, Where Are You? But also plan on reading that. Blue Sisters. That's the same author who wrote is it Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I had marked as a want to read. Have never gone around to it, but I'm pretty sure that's the same author. I kind of love the vibe of the covers, Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. Never seen this before. The Mighty Red, never seen that. Greta Valden. I feel like I have seen this. No idea what it's about. I think I read a lot and then I get to the Goodreads Choice Awards and I don't recognize anything and then I'm oh wow, interesting. Because Sandwich, never heard of her. Well, I've heard of a sandwich. I've just never heard of the book called Sandwich. Playground, also don't know, but this is cute. Little stingray moment on the cover. Colored television. Okay, that also sounds kind of cool. Okay, so I think if I was going to vote for anything here, I'm going to vote for Sally Rooney, because this is an author I've actually read and I like and I want to read this book. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's move on to the next category. Historical fiction. The Book Lover's Library. Never heard of her. This is going to be a lot of this video. It's just me exposing myself for my lack of current release knowledge. Kristen Hanna, The Woman. Okay, this is Kristen Hanna. Am I reading the best books according to Goodreads? She came up a bunch and I had never heard of her and I had somebody say I should definitely read some of her writing. So clearly she's here for another year of Goodreads Choice Awards. I probably should actually get on that. I should probably read some Kristen Hanna. I don't read like almost any historical fiction, and it's not that like I'm against it. I feel like there's just so many other genres that like pull me more towards them than historical fiction. And usually if I do historical, I usually am doing historical romance. The Seventh Veil of Salome, don't know her. The Phoenix Crown, don't know her. I like this cover though. That's a cute little vibe. Loving that. Ooh, I love this one more though. This is so cute. The Love Elixir of Augusta Stern. Wait, oh my god, this is a book about a senior. I love old people. Wait, that like came out wrong, but it's like, I feel like books with senior protagonists are like super rare. Okay, I'm marking that as a want to read. Bullet Swallower. It's giving like Western vibes. Not against it. The Frozen River. I don't know about this. I don't like this cover. These trees are making me feel a certain way that I don't like. Anita de Monte last. First generation Ivy League student who uncovers the genius work of a female artist decades after her suspicion. Okay, I'm marking that as a want to read too. That sounds interesting. Husbands and Lovers. I feel like I have seen this cover somewhere. The Paris novel. Never seen this one. James. Oh, this one is like very popular. I've seen this all over the place. Action-packed reimagining the adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Okay, I'm marking that as want to read. It must be popular for a reason, you know. Behind Every Good Man. Never seen it. The Bear Club. Oh, the Briar. It does not say bear. That says Briar. The Briar Club. I feel like I have seen this around before, but I also feel like maybe it's just that I've seen this kind of cover, this like gold with some like keyhole or like picture frame hole. Because what is it? Oh, oh my gosh, what is it? Okay, because I read The Lost Apothecary, and that's the same author who wrote, what is it? Is it the London Seance Society? Something like that. And I feel like this cover has the same vibe as that cover, and I feel like it's kind of a common cover trope for these like historical books, it seems. This like very like elegant keyhole mystery thing. Shelterwood, never heard of it. Jodi Picoult. Okay, I know this author. Haven't read anything by her, but I feel like she's present in the Goodreads Choice Awards every year. There Are Rivers in the Sky. Booker Prize finalist author. There's so many great authors that I've just like never even heard of, and it like makes me sad, you know? Like these people must be very good at writing, and I've never heard of their books, and instead I sometimes choose to read my fluffy fun romance novels. And it's not that I have anything to say bad about fluffy romance novels, because I love fluffy romance novels, but I feel like sometimes the ease of reading more lighthearted, fluffy books keeps me from reading more literary, mentally questioning, challenging styled books that end up winning these like prizes and stuff. There's room for both, but I feel like I'm not making enough space for like that style, if that makes sense. The Storm We Made. This is a cool cover too, I'm gonna be honest. Alternate cover edition. Well, I like the alternate cover. Okay. The Lion Women of Tehran. Never heard of that before either. Friendship, Betrayal, Redemption. Ooh, sounds cool. The Great Divide. I feel like I recognize this cover. I mean, like, it's a pretty standout-ish cover in, like, a good way. I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's very pretty, and it's, like, very bold. Construction of the Panama Canal. Intriguing. Okay, marking as want to read. Why not? If I was going to vote, what would I vote for? Okay, I think I'm going to vote for this one that's about the 80-year-old retired pharmacist, because that just sounds fun. We'd love to see it. Okay, next category. Guys, are we having fun together? I hope we're having fun together. Mystery and thriller. I feel like I might recognize a bit more of this, because although I don't read as much mystery and thriller as I would like to, I feel like I see a lot of it, but also maybe not. Darling Girls, have not seen this one. Middle of the Night, right? Okay, Riley Sager, you know it's going to be there, but I feel like Riley Sager has like been overall disappointing to the book community, or at least the people I've seen reading Riley Sager. A lot of people are like, I'm kind of done with Riley Sager, you know, given the book's one too many tries and now they're done kind of thing. I haven't read any, so I can't tell you what my personal opinion is on it, but I feel like it's kind of divisive. I don't know. House of Glass. I don't think I recognize this. The Mystery Guest by Nina Prose. Okay, that's expected. It's like the next in that series, The Maid. First Lie Wins. I feel like I've also seen this one around, which would make sense. It's a Reese book club one. Society of Lies. Ooh, I love these colors. College Reunion. Decades since she graduated from Princeton. Sounds kind of cool. Okay, Lucy Foley, also expected to be in the mix. Okay, I feel like she's here quite often. The Night We Lost Him. I just finished reading a Laura Dave. Okay, I read Laura Dave reading Goodreads best books because the last thing he told me was on that list. And apparently, honestly, with that title, I would almost think it was like almost a sequel or like part of a series because the title is like very reminiscent, you know, like The Night We Lost Him, the last thing he told me. I feel like they have the same vibe, but maybe that's just like an author vibe. Maybe she likes to have all her titles kind of give that similar effect. I feel like I would mark that as want to read. I did like enjoy the Laura Dave that I read. How to Solve Your Own Murder. Okay, I've definitely seen this one around. I remember marking this as a want to read just because it sounds like one of those kind of like cozy comedy mystery books. I do love that. Though I don't know if it's as popular as it was like kind of marketed to be. I feel like it's one of those books that's very intriguing to people and then maybe people read it without actually knowing much about it. Exactly what I would do, and then perhaps it not be for them. Not What She Seems. Have never seen this one before. Listen for the Lie. Also don't know this. The Return of Ellie Black. Also don't know this. I also don't like this cover. No offense. I'm sure it's probably a great book, but I'm just like not really liking the cover. The Teacher, Frida McFadden. Okay, I've definitely seen this. And The Boyfriend. She's got two on here. Look, like The Devil Works Hard, but Frida McFadden works harder. That's all I know about her. I haven't read any of her books. I feel like I should because clearly she's releasing them like crazy. She's like the mystery version of Brandon Sanderson, apparently. The God of the Woods. I haven't seen this one before, but this is a cool I like this. I wonder what it looks like in person, like the physical book cover of this. I wonder like how this pink drip is on the real book, like how contrasting in texture it is, because I think that's interesting to know. I'm really judging books by their covers right now. Teenager Vanishes from Summer Camp. Two Worlds Collide. Ooh, 1975. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Marking it as want to read. Just add to my TBR that I never finished. The Heiress. Oh, I have this marked as want to read. I was going to say it looks familiar. It did sound interesting. I do kind of love reading about messy rich people, so that seems fun to me. All the Colors of the Dark. Haven't seen this before. The Last One at the Wedding. This looks vaguely familiar to me. I feel like I've seen it around. Richard Osman. Okay, I haven't read Richard Osman. No, I haven't read this Richard Osman, but I've read the first two in the Thursday Murder Club. I'm going to mark this as want to read. Let's be honest. I'm going to want to read it. Home is Where the Bodies Are. Why did I look at this cover and think it was Holly Jackson? Like, you can't tell me this isn't giving a Good Girl's Guide to Murder vibe cover. Okay, I have it marked as want to read. Okay, I'm gonna say I looked familiar, but I honestly thought it was Holly Jackson, but it's not. It's Geneva Rose. I'm sorry, Geneva Rose. My apologies for thinking your book was written by Holly Jackson just based off of the cover vibe. And then Frida McFadden. Well, I think if I was gonna vote for anything here, let's see. There's definitely like lots that I would potentially be interested in reading. This one, I'm loving this cover, but I think I'd vote for Richard Osman because I have actually read Richard Osman and I know it is an author that I like. So even though I haven't read this book, I feel like I would vote for this book based off of my previous experiences. Romance. This is probably somehow the one I know the most about. I don't know how. I mean, like I do know how because like I entered my romance reading era this year. I did read a lot more romance and I feel like as a result, all of the algorithms were showing me more romance things, you know? Allie Hazelwood, Not in Love. Okay. I haven't read any Allie Hazelwood. I'm not interested in it. I don't think she's an author I'm going to enjoy, so I just like haven't picked up any of her books. Daydream by Hannah Grace. I have read this. I liked it. I gave it 3 stars. It was not my favorite Hannah Grace book. Honestly, I was like a little disappointed. I think if I didn't have such high expectations for it, I probably would have liked it more. But if you want to know my full thoughts, I do have a reading vlog on this. The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Have also heard of this because this is like the same as like the pumpkin spice one that went super viral last year, right? I think it's like the same author. Swift and Saddled. I have seen these book covers. I love these book covers. Kind of like the comic style design is like really fun, really cute. Pairing Have not seen this one before. Abby Jimenez. Okay, this is not a surprise. I do have this marked as a want to read. I haven't read any Abby Jimenez, and I keep meaning to, just haven't got around to it. My problem is like really my series spreadsheet, and I keep picking up a lot of like romance series and then wanting to finish romance series before I read more romances. So I don't really read a lot of the standalones, and I kind of get trapped in reading like these romance series and like these ones that are like interconnected. And it's like I'm having a good time with it. It's not like I'm regretting my choices, but it's like I'm reading off campus, so then I want to read Briar U so I can get to the Graham Effect and like that, because like those are all interconnected kind of series. And I'm reading Gold Rush Ranch so I can finish reading Chestnut Springs, and I'm trying to just focus on those books, and it's getting in the way of me reading other romance books because that's kind of taking up all of my romance reading capacities. How to End a Love Story. I have seen this one around. I haven't really been intrigued by it though, like personally. Leather and Lark. This is like the one that's with, it's like the one that's like just like this, but it's like the pink cover. It's like Butcher and something. I don't even know. Not really interested in it. Can you tell? This Could Be Us. Have not seen this round. I have to say I'm really not a fan of like realistic people covers in any genre, not even just romance. Just like I'm not a fan of a picturestic cover unless it's like a celebrity memoir and like it's like an actual picture of the celebrity, you know, like then it's like okay. But any kind of fiction, I don't know, I just don't like it when it's like too realistic, because then if I'm reading a book, I'm just picturing the person on the cover instead of actually like envisioning the person as they are described by the author in the book. Another Ali Hazelwood. This is like her romantasy, right? It's like werewolves or something. A Long Song for Ricky Wilde. I have not seen this one, but I love the colors of this cover. This Summer Will Be Different, Carly Fortune. Why is this not, I read this book. Why is it not marked as read? I read this book and I loved it. Guys, I don't know why it's like this. Is it just like marked as a different edition maybe? The one I read? Anyway, I have read this book. It's on my shelf. I have a reading vlog where I read it. I love it. I will probably be voting for This Summer Will Be Different. The Rom-Commers. Haven't seen this one around. Liz Tomford. I keep meaning to pick up this series. I do keep meaning to pick up the Windy City series. This is not saying this is in the series, but I'm like 100% sure this has to be part of the series because the covers just like are too in line with the other Windy City covers. The Love of My Afterlife. Haven't read this, have never heard of it. Wild Love, Elsie Silver. Okay, I loved Elsie Silver as well. So my mic cut out, sorry. But Wild Love by Elsie Silver, I do really like Elsie Silver's writing. Then what else was like, they changed the order on me. Okay, why does it change it? I didn't realize my mic freaking cut out. Which ones did I not talk about? Guys, why did it do this? Okay, This Summer Will Be Different, definitely. Okay, Bride. Funny Story, I have read. I did really like Funny Story. Another Ali Hazelwood, we talked about this. I talked about Daydream for sure. I definitely did talk about this because I was saying how I don't like realistic covers. Abby Jimenez. The Love of My Afterlife. It looks cute. I don't think it looks like something I would pick up, but I also don't know anything about it, so who am I to talk? Christina Lauren. We're not surprised to see Christina Lauren on the list. I haven't read any of her books, but I do recognize that she's like part of the Goodreads Choice Awards every year. Lies and Weddings. I haven't read this one, have not really heard of it. Anna Huang. Anna Huang, she's the same author who wrote the Twisted series, I'm pretty sure. And I had the first book of that series marked on my 24 books in 2024 list because when I made that at the end of last year, I was thinking I was just getting into my romance era. I wanted to really explore romance in 2024. I didn't know what I'd like, so I kind of put on anything and everything that I saw and recognized and knew was popular. And like now that the year has passed and I read some romance, I'm not really sure Anna Huang would be for me anymore. So I don't think I would ever pick up this series. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. Love this cover. Never heard of this book. Swift and Saddled. I did go over this one. And How to End a Love Story before my mic cut out. The Rom-Commers. I'm gonna be honest, I hate this cover. Sorry. Play Along. I keep meaning to pick up Liz Tomford. I hear that is popular. It's just like kind of hard to get my hands on without purchasing, and I don't really want to buy it because I don't know if I would like it, and I really only like to purchase things that I feel pretty confident on liking and also rereading. The Pairing, I did talk about this before my mic cut out and I've never seen it before, but it does look interesting. I do love the cover. Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I did also talk about that, and Leather and Lark. I talked about both of these. Okay, we can just go ahead and pretend like I didn't already vote, like I did before my mic cut out and didn't realize it. And I ended up voting for This Summer Will Be Different because I love Carly Fortune. You know, I want to support Canadian authors. It's like my duty as, you know, a Canadian. So next category is romantasy. I have not read any romantasy this year, I don't think. So I don't even know how much of this I'll recognize. Promise of Peridot. Don't know this. Quicksilver. Don't know this. Apprentice to the Villain. Oh, I was gonna say this must be a second book because it looks the same as Assistant to the Villain, and it is. I feel like that was a book that was like super popular but was kind of not popular at the same time. Like I feel like it was really popular but it also had some like kind of not great reviews. I don't know, I could be wrong. Gold. Is this The Plated Prisoner? Is this that romantasy series where it's like King Midas and she's like trapped in a cage or something? It's not. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, dang, that's a lot of books about that. Okay. Feybound. I have seen Feybound around. I would like consider it. I love the cover. Gorgeous cover. The Spell Shop. Never heard of it. Fate of the Sun King. Never heard of it. Honey Witch. The Honey Witch. Where is the on the... That is the smallest the on a cover I've ever seen. Never heard of it. Born of Blood and Ash. Okay, Jennifer L. Armentrout. Never read any of her books, but you know I recognize them. Ever present in the Goodreads Choice Awards, Jennifer L. Armentrout. When the Moon Matched. No, don't know that either. A Fate Inked in Blood. I do recognize this cover. No idea what it's about. I'm really behind on romantasy books. A Dark and Drowning Tide. This cover seems vaguely familiar to me, but cannot place it. Sarah J. Maas. Okay, I'm not surprised this is here. Why did I think this came out last year and not this year? I mean, I think it came out in like February or something. That was so long ago at this point, guys. Blood of Hercules. This is kind of cute. Villains of Lore. Sarcastically funny dark romance fantasy reimagining of Hercules. You know what? I would mark it as I want to read. That I do kind of like Greek mythology things, you know? So that could be fun. Phantasma. I've heard this title, but I don't think I've actually seen the book cover, which is weird. Veiled Kingdom. Don't know this. A Crown This Cold and Heavy. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of this, but I hate that title. A Crown This Cold and Heavy. It just like doesn't feel good on the tongue to say that. No offense, but like just I don't like the title of that. The Games Gods Play. I also don't like this title. I don't like that. Zodiac Academy. That's still going? That was super popular like 2 years ago, wasn't it? Like the Zodiac Academy. I feel like everybody was reading it way back then. I would never read it. From what I've seen of people's reviews, I would not like the series, so I haven't touched it with a 10-foot pole. A Touch of Chaos. I think this is one of those like Hades, Persephone, Greek mythology, romantasy series that's really popular, maybe. There's a few of them, but I haven't read any of those because I haven't been super interested in it. But this one kind of drew me in. I'm gonna be honest, it was mostly the cover. So I think if I would pick one, you know what, I think I'm gonna go with Feybound because this is the only one that I've like actually heard of and have heard good reviews of, and I like the cover, so like that's enough for me. I'm doing it. Next, okay, fantasy. The Foxwife. Don't know that. A Sorceress Comes to Call. Guys, why do I not know any books that released this year? What is wrong with me? The Blackbird Oracle. Five Broken Blades. I haven't heard any of these. The Tainted Cup. Don't know that. The Book Doors. Okay, that's also a weird title. Oh, Lee Bardugo the Familiar. Okay, I recognize this. I feel like people didn't like this that much. Maybe I'm wrong. TJ Klune, Somewhere Beyond the Sea. This is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I absolutely loved. Voyage of the Damned. Haven't heard of that. Warm Hand Goes. This is another one of those covers. Like I said, remember back on the historical when I was talking about the gold with the keyhole? Okay, this also looks like that. It's like a theme. I think I thought the other book was this book because I recognize this one, The Warm Hands of Ghosts. I have no idea what it's even about. And it's during the Great War. See, it's historical. This is just a thing with historical books, apparently. When Among Crows, haven't heard of you. The Bright Sword, have not heard of you. An Academy for Liars, also don't know this. I have heard of Alexis Henderson before. Is she the Alexis Henderson? She wrote one of is it The Hacienda? No. What did Alexis Henderson write? I recognize that author name. I can't place where though. A Sweet Sting of Salt? Don't know that. Songs of Drowned Rivers, also don't know that. The Lost Story. Guys, I don't know anything. Why am I here? I don't know anything. Empire of the Damned? No. The Dead Cattail Assassins? Also no. Okay, Emily Wilds. Okay. Encyclopedia of Fairies was last year, so this must be the sequel. That was super popular. I do have the first book of this, I think, marked as want to read because it does intrigue me. I just haven't been reading a ton of fantasy this year. The Night Ends with Fire. I also haven't heard of this. Okay, so apparently I don't know anything going on in the fantasy world. So I'm just gonna vote for TJ Klune because I read TJ Klune before, and this is the next book in The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I loved, so I feel like I would like it. And we're just gonna move on and pretend like I actually know what I'm talking about. Science fiction. Okay, I'm just gonna speed round these because I know nothing about science fiction. Red Side Story, The Other Valley. Yeah, don't know her. Family Experiment, don't know her. Service Model, don't know her. In Ascension, don't know her. Sky Full of Elephants. I like the title. I like where you're going. Not a huge fan of the cover, but I like the title. Orbital, don't know. I cheerfully refuse. Okay, this is kind of a vibe. I'm liking this. The Blueprint, also cool cover. Absolution, don't know. Doom. The Black Box of Doom. I'm starting to worry about this Black Box of Doom. Okay, that's a really long title. It took me 3 tries to actually see that the entire thing is the title of the book. Interesting. Moon of Turning Leaves, don't know. Stardust Grail, don't know. Beautyland, don't know. Baby X, don't know. Okay, I do recognize this cover at least. I have seen this around. The Ministry of Time, don't know. Extinction, don't know. Okay, I do recognize James S.A. Corey as an author, but don't recognize his book. So I think, okay, I'm gonna vote for this one because I just really love the cover. Next category. Horror. This is another one we're gonna just speed round through because I don't read horror and I'm not interested in reading horror. Will I be voting still? Absolutely, guys. It's fun. Let's do it. The Angel of Indian Lake, don't know. Indian Burial Ground, don't know. Diavola, don't know. We Used to Live Here, don't know. Stephen King. I have heard of Stephen King. Never read any Stephen King, guys. I've never done it. Has not come up in my life. The Book of Witching, don't know. My Darling Dreadful Thing, don't know. What Feasts at Night. Okay, I do recognize T. Kingfisher, very popular author, I feel, in the book sphere, or at least the part of the book sphere I have been in. Blood Like Mine, don't know. So Thirsty, don't know. Kind of an interesting cover, kind of like it. Sunny Place for Shady People. Okay, I'm kind of down for that. Not that I'm gonna say a horror book sounds fun, but this sounds fun for a horror book. Sleep Tight, no. Incidents Around the House, don't know. House of Bone and Rain, don't know. The Eyes Are the Best Part. I have seen this around. I feel like I've seen really good reviews for this, but again, I have no interest in reading horror books, so I probably would not give this a good review if I read it because it's not something that I would like. Murder Road. Wonder if somebody gets murdered on that road. This Cursed House. The Bog Wife. I Was a Teenage Slasher. Okay, that also kind of sounds like a comedy horror in a way almost. Stephen Graham Jones. Oh, I recognize that author name. Okay. Bury Your Gaze. Also haven't heard of this. Okay. I think I'm gonna vote for I Was a Teenage Slasher, right? Because I actually recognize his author's name. Next. Okay, debut novels. The Truth According to Ember. I actually just saw this cover around recently and I thought it looked interesting. Okay. Victim. I haven't heard of this. Masquerade. I haven't heard of either. We Used to Live Here. Okay, that was just in the previous horror category. Oh, and The Book Doors was in another category. I feel like this is the thing with the debuts. They're usually always present twice. Greta and Valden, that was also All We Were Promised. Don't know that. The Ministry of Time, that was also in the sci-fi one, I believe. Voyage of the Damned, How to End a Love Story, The Storm You Made. All of these were already in other categories. Shred Sisters. Never heard of this one. Interesting. It looks cool. Sky Full of Elephants. Okay, that was also in a previous one. Glorious Exodus. I kind of like the googly eye vibes, I'm gonna admit. Fire Exit, don't know. Okay, welcome to the Hyunnam Dong Bookshop. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I really don't know how to pronounce that. Martyr. The Eyes Are the Best Part. Okay, we're also in previous ones. The Things We Didn't Know. Daughters of the Shangdong. Okay, so a lot of debuts I have never heard of or never seen. Interesting. I think I'm gonna vote for Shred Sisters here because I just really love this cover and it seems like it's a book about sister and family relationships and that actually sounds really interesting. So I'm gonna mark it as want to read and vote for Shred Sisters. Why not? Next, audiobook. Okay, is this a new category this year? I didn't realize this was a thing. Audiobook, 1984, Kristen Hanna, It's Not You, Oath and Honor, Maybe This Time, The Small and the Mighty, James, okay, it's present again, Be ready when the luck happens. This is like interesting that it's specifically audiobook, because a lot of these it's like audiobooks that were released this year. Like 1984 wasn't released this year, but I guess the audiobook was. The Anxious Generation, First Light Wins, The Revenge of the Tipping Point. Oh, Sally Rooney, Leanne Moriarty, okay, not surprised. The TJ Klune, and Richard Osman is here. From Here to the Great Unknown. Oh, I have seen this book, this memoir. Funny Story, Listen for the Lie, and Just for Another. Okay, well, I'm gonna vote for Funny Story because I've actually read it and I liked it, but I did not realize there was now an audiobook round. Next, how many more rounds are there? Okay, young adult fantasy, young adult fiction, nonfiction, memoir. Whew. Okay, I didn't realize there was so much. Young adult fantasy, let's go. Where the Library Hides, don't know it. Dragonfruit, don't know it. The Invocations, don't know it. Mortal Dark, don't know it. Okay, Ruthless Vows, I recognize. I recognize this. This is the second book from Divine Rivals, I believe. Poisons We Drink. Heartless Hunter, Your Blood, My Boons. I'm not surprised I don't recognize any of these. I really have not been looking at young adult books at all this year. For She Is Wrath, Of Jade and Dragons, All This Twisted Glory, So Let Them Burn. This is a cool cover. I like this. Reckless. Okay, that must be the second to Powerless. Wisteria, Air, The Darkness Within Us. Oh, Brandon Sanderson. Is it Skyward? It is. Okay, I haven't read any Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. It's like on my want to read. I was currently reading Mistborn Era 2, Where the Dark Stands Still, Prisoner's Throne, Don't Let the Forest In. This is also a cool book here. Well, I think I'm going to vote for Brandon Sanderson because, again, this is like an author I've actually read. Even if I haven't read this book or any of his YA, I do like Brandon Sanderson's writing. Next category. Okay, young adult fiction. So the other one was fantasy. So this is just general fiction. Dungeons and Drama, don't know. A Crane Among Wolves, don't know. A Bond Me for Two, don't know. Actually, this looks vaguely familiar. I feel like I maybe have seen this around once or twice. When the World Tips Over. This is a cute book. It's kind of giving like Dr. Seuss vibes with the cover. In like a good way. I'm not saying that like in an insulting way. I love Dr. Seuss. Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. I feel like I've also heard this, but I haven't seen it. Grandest Game, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the spin-off series to The Brothers Hawthorne that I said I'm not going to be reading. Oh, sorry. This is the spin-off series of Inheritance Games. I think I said The Brothers Hawthorne. The Brothers Hawthorne is the fourth book in the Inheritance Games. The Grandest Game is the spin-off series of the Inheritance Games, which I did like the Inheritance Games, but I'm not planning on reading any of the Grandest Game because I'm just not really reading YA anymore. Under the Surface, don't know. 1,000 Broken Pieces, don't know. Okay, Heartstopper, not surprised to see this here. Have not read any Heartstopper though. Sorry guys, don't disown me. That's not my name, don't know. If only I had told her I don't know. Betting on You, I don't know any of these. Most Ardently, I also have not seen this either. Nothing Like the Movies. I've seen this cover. I've seen this. I have no idea what it's about. Death at the Morning House, don't know. Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I feel like I've seen this cover as well. This looks recognizable to me. Thirsty, don't know. I Hope This Doesn't Find You, I don't know. Oh, here's a Holly Jackson. Okay, The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I marked this as want to read because I do like Holly Jackson. I like The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I would potentially read this. Icarus. I feel like I might have marked this as want to read too. It looks familiar. Interesting. Cool. I think if I was going to vote for anything, I would vote for Holly Jackson because, again, I've read the author. If it's like anything mildly recognizable to me, I'm voting that way. We already know it. Nonfiction. I probably don't know any of this. Blood. Yeah, don't know. Anxious Generation. Don't know. Want. Nope. How to Tell When We Will Die. Sounds morbid. The Sing Sing Files. Frame. Don't know. Meditations for Mortals. Don't know. Nuclear War. Don't know. All in Her Head? No. That sounds interesting. The Devil at His Elbow, The Backyard Bird Chronicles, It's Not Hysteria. There's a lot here that seems to be very like women focused, which I do love to see. The Message? Don't know. I'm sorry for... I recognize this cover. I've seen this before. I've also seen this before. I know this was in the audiobook. I'm not recognizing it from like 2 categories ago. I actually just recognized the cover. I swear. One in a Millennial? Don't know. Super Communicators? Don't know. The Kingdom, The Power, and the Glory? Don't know. Guys, so many. Disney High? Feel Good. I don't know any of these books. Well, I think I'm gonna vote for It's Not Hysteria because I like this cover. And that's really all the vibes I have to go off of. Next. Favorite memoir. Okay, There's Always This Year on Basketball and Ascension. I feel like I've seen this book around. Ina Garten. The Third Gilmore Girl. Oh my god, wait. Gilmore Girls. I might read. Okay, mark to read. Want to read it. Toddler's Personal Assistant. Have not heard of this. I shouldn't be telling you this. Don't know. The Wives. I don't know. Sociopath. I feel like I've marked this as want to read. I did, yeah. I saw this earlier this year on like a Goodreads list and marked it as a want to read. An Unfinished Love Story. Don't know. My Side of the River. I don't know that either. The Friday Afternoon Club. No. Loud, no. Knife, no. Hereafter, no. Okay. The Lisa Marie Presley, I recognize this one. Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, Oath and Honor. Manicurist's Daughter. Oh, RuPaul. Grief is for People and A Well-Trained Wife. So many I don't recognize. I wonder which ones are good. I'm gonna vote for Kelly Bishop just because I love Gilmore Girls. I've only ever watched the series like once, but I had a really good time with it. I watched it like for the first time and only time when I was like in undergrad, and I feel like it was exactly what I needed in that moment. And I haven't really rewatched it much since, but the series is just something that it's like I watched it at the perfect time in my life, and I like the memory of how I felt when I watched it, you know? Next category, history and biography. Is this the last one? Are we almost done now? Yes, we're almost made it there, people. We're almost making it. Did they get rid of the comedy one finally? Thank God they got rid of the comedy category. The Siege, Not Your China Doll, Women in the Valley of Kings, By the Fire We Carry, Marie Curie, Eden Undone. Guys, I really truly apparently don't know books. What am I doing with a booktube channel? I clearly don't know anything. The Wide, Wide Sea, When Women Ran Fifth Avenue, Glamour and Power at the Dawn of American Faction. Okay, wait, that kind of sounds interesting. Everyone Who Is Gone Is Here, Madness, When the Sea Came Alive, The Bookshop, Sharon McMahon, The Small and the Mighty, Challenger, American Scary, Douglas Preston, Ask Not, The Kennedys and the Women They Destroyed, The Drama. Okay. The Demon of Unrest, Situation Room. I feel like I recognize the Situation Room. I feel like I've seen this cover. Nexus. A lot I haven't recognized. Well, I'm going to pick this one that's about fashion. Because why not? And that is the Goodreads Choice Awards. So that's me reacting to and voting in the Goodreads Choice Awards for first round. I have learned that I apparently don't know anything about books. Yeah, so I would love to know what books you guys recognize and have read and voted for. Let me know down below. If any of these books you have read and you think I would love them, recommend them to me. Tell me to read them. Maybe I will finally get to them because my TBR list is so long, but I'm always looking for new recommendations. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like, give it a little thumbs up. Haven't like me, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you. And with that, I hope you're having a wonderful day today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.